on her. She's very rewarding champion if you put the time in to learn her. 50 plus games on it, Diamond Plus, highest win rate in the entire game.
Yeah.
Picked up by EG. I'm so excited. There's a small chance it could go into a solo laner's hands, but I'm pretty sure this is going in Danny's hands, most probably for the bottom side of the map. When you're facing this champion, some things that are very annoying for your lane phase is the extra range, but you can't shoot through minions. So you can, try and take advantage of her that way. Senna as well is extremely strong for the bottom lane right now with the bust for the slow on the Q. So we'll see about the harassment because Senna, I think, is a very good answer to Zeri. You can harass her, try and stay in the minions, go for your Qs plus your auto, get your soul harassment, and we'll see who's going to stand the test here. Because Tactical rejoining, TSM from his TSM Academy games. Going to be very happy here. A lot of people hyped to see what he can do on a new squad.
So solo queue data tells us over the last month that Senna gains an extra 3.5% win rate when against
Not
Zeri.
surprised.
Yeah. Turns out that when your high move speed's running around and Senna's like, here's a slow, here's a root, here's 800 attack range. She gets to ignore a lot of your advantages. Senna, supposedly a counter pick in a Zeri.
And it makes sense because of the pattern for your lane phase as well. We'll see about the pairing down on the bottom side, though, because support bans should come through. No supports picked up. Yuumi already off the bat. Yuumi is such a good pairing. I love this ban because with Gwen or Zeri, both extremely annoying. So the support bans continuing to come through. Meanwhile, EG banning away some of the safety there in the Tom Kench, which has gained so much popularity after those recent buffs.
You can see EG actually doubling down, continuing the strategy they were running during lock-in, which is putting a lot of effort toward Impact. They gave him a lot more carry champions during that preseason tournament. Normally we think of Impact as, oh yeah, he's on tanks, he's going to play like the Gangplank, can play weak side, he's going to chill over there, he'll cross map for you. But Gwen is a champion who wants resources. If she is ahead, she wins every 1v1, and she wins most team fights if she's ahead on gold, which means you want to give her the attention, you want to give her the help, and that means EG should be playing a bit more toward Impact with a pick like this.
Interesting that TSM for Huni here choosing his Jayce. Now, TSM have had Huni Jayce split push scenarios in the past, but also pretty good range here for TSM picked up in several of their carries. Senna, of course, is going to continue to scale with the soul generation, but both Viktor and Jayce, very good range for setting up for those objectives towards the mid game and kind of forcing the hand here. EG say, you got range, we've got engage. It's Jarvan and Leona with Ryze. So much engage here, so much ability to close gaps and force these fights. I like how this one's shaping up. Should be interesting whenever you do have those sorts of differences.
I want to offer quickly, before this Rell gets locked in, that there is always a chance TSM sends Viktor to bot lane, plays Senna support, and finds a new mid laner as an answer to Ryze. That's not going to be the case here. It's likely to be farming Senna down there. Certainly pretty reasonable down there. Always actually a fan of her fasting as well and letting support and get a lot of gold, but totally reasonable strat here with Viktor in the mid lane. Some engage off of Rell and Poppy, just a little bit harder than compared to a Jarvan and Leona.
Yeah, if you're a center player, you basically just have to ride the wave of buffs, nerfs to the soul generation.
Yeah.
Goes up and down depending on the patch, and was recently turned back positive here for the farming Senna, so definitely a very good pick.
Yeah, I mean, the goal ultimately is always that Senna is a viable and roughly equally strong AD carry and support. If it's too much one way, all right, well, soul drop chance only affects AD carry Senna. And it's like, oh, well, they can both be good then. And just, that's the lever, that's the primary one they use, which is why that has gone up and down so many times over the years.
I also have really liked the Poppy picks that have become very common into the Jarvan because your base damages are...
Welcome to Summoner's Rift and welcome back to the LCS. Evil Geniuses and TSM gonna be doing battle to see who's gonna start the season out undefeated. Right now, we got 10 undefeated teams in the LCS. That's soon to be 9.
Very excited for Keaiduo and Shenyi's first LCS games. TSM, this squad finally gets to put the pieces together on stage. Let's get it indeed.
Now, I want to see if, okay, I want to see a scheduled treat from Vulcan as well, by the way, midway through. Like, I want the
some hashtag live evil.
Yeah.
Phreak, it's no surprise that you would like and fully embrace the hashtag live evil style.
Yes, absolutely. I will tweet anyone, banger tweet, hashtag live evil. Sven Skaren's living on in my head still. I think that was a good topic to go for a while. But yeah, I remember Mark Z's been talking about the on to the Rift here, LCS 10. I don't know. It sounded good at the time. It might not have once I said it. But we've got ourselves onto the rift, and Shenyi gonna spot a friend. Jojopyun may have just gotten a free stack of Mana Flow Band, and in fact did. So big dub there, but gives away 0 gold. No one attacked.
Oh man, I can really just follow along with this emotional ward roller coaster that you're living, Phreak. That's little David there, that ward. Little David's got one more auto attack worth of life left.
Live a whole long 90-second long life. Gonna be great. First trade comes in for Impact and Huni, trading pretty equally. Worth noting that Door and Shield, of course, going to be more passive regen. Huni has no innate sustain realistically, so theoretically, if you can kind of slow play moderate poke, you can kind of burn him out of potions and keep your Door and Shield active. Of course, wants to auto every time you go for a CS. That one, Impact, got to grab without taking any damage, and the lane is actually pushing toward Huni a bit.
Yeah, as you said earlier in Champ Select, Gwen really looking to farm for early stages here. 1, 2 items. That's where she really shines. Huni picking the Jayce into it, trying to harass early on, get some health advantages so you can set up your team. And if you look at the mini-map, no surprise, both of the junglers here started top side and are pathing towards the bottom side since we do have double melee supports. Leona versus Rell down there, lots of playmaking opportunities for both of these junglers. Poppy and Jarvan both have some pretty big gank assists here. Yes, Poppy would really rather kind of shadow and be a blocker for Jarvan. That's why you take the champion. The W does wonders.
Alrighty, well, the bot wave is pushed down towards the turret, but right now Jarvan is busy on his red buff, and they're not 100% certain if Poppy's coming. Of course, they have that trinket ward in the river, but if you play too far up, she's still going to W beyond you, and good luck getting out of that one when Senna and Rell can go for flash Ws. So a little bit of safety required, dropping just the barest bit of CS down there. As Inspired will go for Krugs as well, a full level 4 clear. As Spica has script Krugs himself and is getting control over the bottom scuttle.
Yeah, actually skips Wolves as well.
Oh, yeah.
Slower clear here just to immediately get down because, again, Poppy's goal is more of a guard in the early game here versus Jarvan. Inspired looking for plays and Spica looking to stop them. Glad that we also get to, get a look there at the laning phase. As we were talking about, the Senna being able to utilize the minion wave to get her Q off for the harassment against the Zeri, who cannot shoot through the minions. And Danny, you see him positioning around the minion waves, trying to harass, utilize that big range advantage that you have on the Q over pretty much every single AD carry in the game.
Looks like top scuttle gets to go to Inspired. His smite is up in a second. Won't matter ultimately. He's going to claim that one, no problem. More farm done for the Jarvan as we get to see a bit of scrap down to the bottom side. Danny holding onto the full charge passive, does pretty decent damage early on. Worth noting that if you're spamming Q, even if it doesn't hit anything, you still get 1/10 that passive charge. So you'll often see players just mash Q even when nothing's going on to get the passive back sooner. And going to be just fine as they trade farm yet again. Look for the first engage, but no! Shenyi able to just crash down backwards, gets the shield, and never going to be hit here. Passive used by Danny, but Tactical gets more health and a soul out of it.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed here with just some of the choices. Leading up to this, they saw junglers.
Good hit, flash for the fling backwards. Stun's gonna land. Danny flashing forward, but now locked in place. Welcome to the LCS. Shenyi gets first blood.
Shenyi and Tactical put Zeri in the grave. What a 2v2 there. They really made a lot of good choices leading up to this as well that we could go over, but Inspired is heading towards the top side to clear up the minion wave. And this actually has pretty big ramifications because you see immediately Impact goes to collect the minion wave. He's going to try and keep it right here in front of the tower. General rule of thumb, you just need 4 minions there worth of DPS to be able to keep the freeze. Here's another look at it. The secondary engage, this is after they saw the junglers. They go in for the full Q, but Shenyi had the great counter engage. Yep. And Tactical flashes away. Rell with that snap stun.
And a little piece of that one I want to talk about, because bot lane is fascinating to me, is the difference between Aftershock and Glacial Augment. Aftershock makes you tanky, but you're never killing the Leona anyway. Shenyi's Glacial cuts everyone's damage by 15%, settling Tactical, taking 15% less damage. Yep. They're already going to ignore the Rell anyway. Helps him live, and they can't kite anymore, they can't chase anymore. Great Keystone choice, great fight by TSM's bot lane.
Yeah, already, since everybody's hyper-focused on judging Shenyi as well as Keaiduo, Pretty good mechanics as well. The timing on his crash down was immediate. There's no hesitation there in either the first initiation where he avoided Vulcan's engage, but also the secondary one here where they actually end up with the kill. So microscope tests thus far looks quite good for him. Again, it's not pure LDL because he did sub in for 5 games for FPX. That you may well know, even if you don't watch the LPL, because they won Worlds. Pretty important stuff.
Alrighty, well, bot wave shoved in, and now Evil Geniuses, as they make sure it's not going to be frozen too heavily. Danny puts his aggressive ward down, or the one that tracks the jungle gank. It'll track you if you blast plan over or if you walk, so pretty much the best ward you can kind of do, unless you have several. Do want to point out, though, it is Noon Quiver from Danny. Personally, I think the Trinity Force build is stronger. I might be biased. Worth noting, though, that a crit build is a better scaler, but a Triforce Power Spike is far, far stronger if you're trying to bully a bit earlier on in the game. Looking at bot pressure now, looks for the flash stun, not going to find it. Does Vulcan want to go in on the Shenyi? The answer right now is no. Flash down for nothing, as Tactical is already out of summoners.
Yeah, good use of the timing here for Jojo. For the Ryze, trying to get your early game roams off, always the goal there versus Viktor. He can head right back to mid lane and pick it up. They aren't rewarded too much because of the cautious play here from the TSM bot. Both Tactical and Shenyi giving it the appropriate amount of caution. Also, since you were talking about summoner, or you were talking about keystones as well, you know, the Senna with the fleet footwork, really well utilized here to get the full trade off. The extra speed does so much, and the constant healing is keeping them at 100%.
Yep. Senna has really, really low base stats, like health armor-wise. She's very, very frail. You buffer that by healing much in team fights with passive, healing with Q, healing with R, and that can all work out pretty well for you. So now the bot wave shoved in. Spica covers and says, okay, there's no gank. Huni just wants the wave in. We're not diving a level 7 Gwen, even though, you know, she doesn't have TP to get back, so just safety.
Yeah, Senna, one of the few champions that can control the move speed differential versus Zeri, who generally excels with the mobility in the kit, but especially with her own speed up and the slow now applied on the Q.
Yep.
Take a look at the side lanes, though. Going quite well up there for impact, if I don't say so myself. Gwen farming quite nicely. That being said, you know, Jayce is a very strong 1-item and 2-item user as well, and it's about bringing him for the harassment support. Timings towards mid, though, are matched, so is just fighting over mid-wave control to get another window. This is the highlight for Ryze all the time for mid-game. Jojo, with his blue buff, looking to make a side lane play. Currently richest player in the game to boot.
And a lot of the time you see these supports, it's like, why'd they both show up mid to clear a wave at 8:30? It's 8:30 because Rift Herald spawned a minute ago, 30 seconds ago to be more exact. Then you want to be on that side of the map. You want to be like, okay, do we have mid control? Can we shove in and play for Herald? How good are our wards? Can our jungle top show up? And right now, Huni's there.
And the entire team has committed to this from TSM. You see the full recall. Senna's coming down through mid lane. So Senna has a much easier route here towards this Rift Herald. You don't even have to commit to it. And you can see him backing off now. Tactical, it just comes down mid lane, hesitates. All right, we've got the objective, and I can just go straight down bottom. EG take the opportunity to get that turret plate here, though. Second one here knocked off for Danny on this Zeri. And the bottom lane pressure is kind of the payment here. One more is a pretty good payment, honestly, for a Rift Herald, depending on how it's used, you know, and when we see the final cash-in of that objective. But Zeri definitely good at knocking those plates down.
And I want to point out the 30 CS lead right now is not just because the Herald roam. She was up 20 before that happened in Danny stayed bot lane. This seems to be very common for EG, that Danny frequently is left bot lane to get gold. So while Tactical walked over, then walked back and lost maybe only 6 CS, Danny has been out laning, so well done to him. Jojopyun has, by the way, been crushing lane as well. He's garnered his own lead, so even though TSM got that 600 gold first blood, you can see EG up 900 gold as a team.
Also, to highlight the importance of the supports roaming mid and the timings that you're talking about, so much is efforted into unlocking, is kind of the term that a lot of the pros use nowadays. Your laners and Ryze, every time you can unlock another 30 seconds, every minion wave is 30 seconds, gives them another opportunity to affect one of the side lanes. So still have not seen a realm warp from him yet, but as you say, doing quite well just CSing in the lane and trying to threaten for those openings.
Just the waves clearing back and forth now on the mid side. We're going to see when Jojopyun moves next. And a nice Hex Flash attempt by Vulcan, not going to turn into much, but the wave gets cleared yet again. We are on the way towards Probably Kraken Slayer, I'm guessing, on the Danny. You can go Gale Force, but the build path is one of those two. It is not Shield Bow. And we'll see what ends up happening as he scales up again. Crit Zeri does scale stronger than Triforce Zeri, so will be a really strong late game option. We are seeing Tactical go for a crit build as well, likely Kraken on her, although again, I think Gale Force, totally a reasonable option on Senna. And we'll see where it moves. As killing frontline, fairly relevant against 2 tank supports and 2 pretty beefy junglers. Final note I'll bring up on builds is that we are still on 12.2, so the big overhauls to things like Trinity Force and especially
fighter items, yeah.
The fighter shield item that everyone buys second every single game, Sterix Gauge. The big Sterix Gauge nerf is not in yet, so that's still going to be on like every champion.
Yes, sir. Especially things like the Jarvan.
Yeah.
We shall see as the progression here, though, on first item starts to come in. This Rift Herald as well is starting to wind down for Spica. Approaching 12-minute mark here for TSM. Trying to open up a good area to utilize this is definitely going to be #1 priority for them as they go and get deep vision here through red buff, through Krugs. And level 6s on the supports also means this is going to be a big possibility for trying to open up one of these plays.
Alrighty, bot lane cleared another turret. Still going to keep that 30 CS lead down there for the Zeri. Danny, getting through an easy laning phase is going to feel really good with Kraken Slayer done now.
Yeah, definitely going to be the case here. Impact, though, another little trade and still keeping up decently well with CS. Huni's able to get a little bit of an advantage here with an early move. I always, put a magnifying glass on rewarding deep towards blue spawns as well. He doesn't go all the way into the Evil Genius's jungle, though, just down the river to try and get some defensive vision for himself, and the farming continues.
Alrighty, 1,000 gold, though, with the first dragon. We will wait to see the first Herald crash. Should be coming fairly soon. It's going to time out before too long, so Spica's got to go somewhere. There we go, into the mid lane. You always want more than just the 2 plates, and in fact, it's only going to go to Poppy. Keaiduo is not going to be in range to get local turret gold, so it's 300 gold to Poppy. Congratulations. You spent a bunch of time sacking away to get a Herald, and you earned some money on your jungler.
And it's actually, I would say you lose out on that trade, since the money on EG's side went into Danny's hands from those plates. So money onto AD carry, about equal there, plus experience of the wave, and it just went on to, as you're saying, frontline Poppy. Frontline, I do say, first item is most important, though, for tanks, because that's where you really do have the biggest impact. As the game goes longer, damage becomes more important and carries become incredibly important.
Yeah.
But we'll see if he can actually make use. Danny here scaling up quite nicely. As you mentioned, the double Krakens, he's got his finished as well.
Knocks down most of the wave. I don't think he missed maybe 1 or 2 CS, but not that bad. 25 seconds till next dragon has come up. Mythic power spikes done for both bot laners. Mid lane is going to be a desync here unless we're going to have him teleport back to lane here for Keaiduo. That's going to be a huge difference in mid lane power, and that could mean second dragon effortlessly. You're seeing, TSM already going for the cross-map play as EG overloads the bottom side and pushes them out of the jungle and takes away the blue buff. It is a cross-map speak identifying we don't control bot lane, we'll go for top instead.
Yeah, I think there's no world in which Evil Geniuses want to play there.
Flash stun's going to land. The follow-up, really beautiful, great cross-map play, but TSM might have to wait out for the turret to deset. No, they're going to go for it now onto the tower, and it will be the kill. Going to walk away safely. A minion will block one more turret shot, and that is well done. TSM on the board with their second kill. Dragon going to stay up as they play for tactical. He's going to run to safety, rooted in place. A nice ulti in, but it's not enough for Shenyi. And they're going to ult back to safety. Yes, they will. A 1-for-1 across the map. Dragon still up, but should still belong to EG.
Very good offensive plays, both offensive-minded from each team. TSM, no, we're abandoning a bottom. Quick, overload topside, go for the dive. And even though Impact goes at the wave, they still pull off the dive and get the kill plus tower into the hands of that Viktor, which is critical. So they knew they were going to lose on bottom side, give up the dragon regardless. But then EG strike right back through mid lane with a little bit of a timing window there. Shenyi doing his best to peel with the Rell ultimate, can't quite stuff the play, and that is quite well performed from EG. Here's just a look at the top side. When Impact did a decent job here using the W and kiting away, you can see then he just focused on the minion. He's like, I know I'm going to die, try and get some money for myself, try and delay that push, and that signals the rest of EG, okay, everybody's top. Tactical actually showed and auto the minion here, so we're gonna force it, and we're gonna force it hard. flash used there from Inspired to make sure he can join as well, and Jojo barely surviving on 150 HP. Rell, no more damage left in the tank, so can't punish fully there. And it was a nice little bit of a trade. I still think pretty good progression here from EG because they got the Dragon number 2 stacked up for them, playing off of that Zeri control on bottom side. But Danny,
that was
into danger!
Yeah, you aimed that one a little bit too far to the right, and it puts you in front of a horse lady. That one's going to be a hop off. That's okay. Flash down, saved it otherwise. Maybe gonna try the ult run, but that would have been risky. Either way, we play now for the second Rift Herald. EG grouped up though. They're gonna go for this fight. The TP and Impact, and there's W backwards for Shenyi. 4K health left in that one. The flash, the dunk towards Huni. He's locked in place, and that's gonna be a kill picked up. Danny's on the board now. Rift Herald gonna be attacked, gonna be looked at and smited. Blamed by Spica, but a 5v4 could look good. Poppy gonna evict one. Impact in the melee range, though, finds another kill. And now we have Danny diving into the enemy team, looking for the last of those kills. And as TSM try to run, be careful, because Zeri is fast. 4 kills picked up in a row, nothing lost. The Herald was not worth it.
Such good focus by the front line. You know, you're rewarded when you're drafting the team comp with the engage, as we talked about in Champ Select Phreak, and TSM, they want to get at the objective and poke you before the fight. Use their range, their Jayce, their laser from Viktor. If you're on the objective and EG make a great engage here through the river off the split, Inspired, as soon as he sees Huni, immediately go for the engage. Ultimate down, they trap him and section off the rest of the members of TSM. That is a giant balloon of a play. This was, if I remember correctly, around 700 of a gold advantage, now ballooning into 3,700 off of that play. Absolutely insane rewards for the Evil Geniuses. Despite the Rift Herald going over to TSM and them cashing in on that turret kill, it actually was turned into an objective bounty because of the magnitude of that team fight dub.
This TP is right on top of 3 champions though. Instant stun into a bit more crowd control. And I do believe Jojopyun is trying to zoom away, but he will die. There we go. Shutdown comes across, another bounty claimed, as 201 CS in 18 minutes is quite high. TSM are gonna look to lose their mid turret, just maybe, but no. First, we've got a fight on the Shenyi. Landed a bit of that damage, Wing backwards and staying just barely alive, as you got a bodyguard and Spica to stay up there.
All right, catching one back here real quick for TSM. A little bit of breathing room there. Does actually knock off a decent chunk as well, because they're able to pick up the minion wave. And now you can see Viktor picking up on bottom side, already pushing out on top side for them as well. And Tactical feels safe after that engage was already used, so they should be able to stabilize a little bit here, but it's still going to be a very, very big advantage for this EG setup on Dragon number 3. You have to look forward. Their Dragon stacking is very, very easy. They've taken out now the entire bottom side defenses, and the mid lane defenses, that turret only has a few hundred HP left in it, so EG can get to bottom side first, set up, and then you're forced, as a team that wants to poke there for TSM, a very dangerous game of vision control in the hands of EG, and they've also got the Jarvan Leona engage. Exactly what EG want to set up for their Dragon Soul point.
There's even more brushes to play in thanks to the Ocean Rift. So yeah, the forward vision control, the engaged champions that you mentioned, that could be scary. Speaking of, over the wall they go, and that's gonna be dangerous. A 1-0. Vulcan walks away. Tactical not gonna land the ulti for damage. That's gonna be that picked up. But now on the top side, mid lane versus top lane. Impact trying, but I am die. Shutdown comes through. Keaiduo takes the 1v1 win.
Yeah, don't mess with Viktor. This is now 2 kills on the new TSM mid laner. This is going to be their hope. Now, funneling as much gold as they can, plus getting augments rushed up a little bit here, does complete the Void Staff off of that money as well. Definitely a lot of AoE possibilities and damage can come out from the champion, but EG, the engage on point again, so they got what they came for. They get the mid objective plus the extra kill. Tower getting knocked down in the aftermath, but the 1v1,
yeah, really nicely done. Landed the W stun, gets the ulti over the top. Just really, really well played with the Viktor.
Yep. Once you approach the mid game here, 2 item power spike. The ultimate is rank 2 here. Plenty of burst damage, especially in those 1v1s. Gets underestimated even now after Viktor has been strong for so long. And here it is. Because of that overwhelming win, there's no contest on this Dragon Soul point. That will put them to 3 and set that timer at 5 minutes, and the clock will be ticking against TSM.
So look for the 26-minute Ocean Soul. That is going to be dangerous for TSM. Keep that timer in the back of your head.
And we should note as well, talked about this last week, but the Ryze tank build that got super popular in LCK, in LPL, is being used here. And I really do like this in EG's comp because they are trying to have this head first hard engage over and over before Viktor or Jayce or Senna can get any damage or poke down on you. They've got so many avenues actually to try and attack you from. And when you have Fimbulwinter upgraded, Ryze becomes insanely tanky, plus you get the mana scaling still inherently with it. Gives you all these side lane options for EG to set up the vision in their favor for that objective fight. So they can push out on both sides with very strong split pushers in Gwen and Ryze, and be able to have, force TSM into some very tricky scenarios.
Alrighty, what's coming next for us right now is wards come down onto the Baron pit. Make sure there's no sneaks going on, because at this point, keep in mind, EG get to a point in about 4 minutes where you can trade 1-for-1 on either objective, and it's probably positive for you, right? If TSM get Dragon, you get Baron, obviously it's a dub. If they get Baron and you get Dragon as EG, it's actually pretty close. Impact gonna find another 1v1, but didn't win it against the mid laner, isn't winning it against the top side as Huni just shoves him right out. Keep in mind, 2 out on Spike is in for the Jayce, so Impact gonna need some catching up, and he's down 30 CS in the lane.
I mean, you don't want that fight. This is literally one of Jayce's best all-time in an entire game. Is 2 out in power spike, your Mirror Mana is actually completed. Huge amounts of burst damage come out, so Impact's able to go back and get his Cosmic Drive, now even footing. Now can get it back out to answer that wave. TSM though, you're coming from behind, your sights are set on these objective bounties, try and push hard on one side. Jojo is the side they go for.
Behind could be an easy tackle. You can never ult because you always hold the E or the R for it. There's a tackle into the wall, onto the Viktor stun. That's going to be a 2v1 and a kill. Third one in a row now for TSM's mid.
Exactly. Necessary comeback strategies from TSM. Pounce on a side lane, get the kill, and see if you can push out the waves afterwards. You're eyeballing that bottom turret. It is very, very low here. A lot of work has been done. That is an objective bounty. That is also not too deep on the map. So if TSM are able to get more picks like that, you can try and catch back up, get some gold into your pockets. Only problem is 2.5 minutes on that timer.
Yeah.
Phreak still ticking away here. EG eyeballing this Dragon Soul.
Yep. Quick doomsaying real quick from me, which is all those kills we've seen from TSM, they would all still be kills even with an Ocean Soul, right? 2v1, one-shotting Jojo, that's still gonna happen. Impact didn't win his 1v1 against Huni, still gonna happen the exact same way. Those individual plays, those don't change because of Soul. So the things that TSM are doing well, that's not gonna stop working unless EG starts macroing better.
Yeah, the 1v1s might start to get more dicey. There is a little bit of healing cutting coming up with the Grievous Wounds there for Huni, but I do like how all 3 kills on Viktor, Keaiduo is spending his money on pure damage for this Viktor. You do not need Morel and Nomicon for him. He's got a hard carry. He has to actually win these team fights for the team, and he's approaching even level 16 here. So it is kind of fitting in the first game for this new TSM lineup. Everything is on his shoulders.
Their initial name is no longer technically Team Solomid. It is just TSM, but
you know where it came from.
It's where it came from. We all remember this was the original. It was Reginald, then it was Bjergsen, then for a time it was Power of Evil, and now Keaiduo picks up the mantle. And hey, he got outlaned by Jojopyun, sure, but he's doing really well in the team fights here, really well in the mid game, and will be the primary force for TSM's success in this game. Keeping the wave clear going, keeping the CS within 20. Solid 10 CS a minute right now.
Yeah, plus it's going to be important, again, if they can get a little bit of chip damage early. If you can chip down on some of these engagers before they start, then you have a hope of getting that counter engage off that you kind of drafted for. Poppy the Bodyguard. You've got Rell here with the Snap E-Stun. Should be able to do a decent amount of peeling with that plus the ultimate. And that is a hope for the TSM lineup here. EG, though.
Okay.
Again, full control early on. They've got Ryze heading down from top side. A little bit of a late arrival there from Impact.
A slow, but Viktor's not going to be an easy target. Again, only has Flash, no other combat summoners. TP is not really useful in combat, but no engage just yet. Tactical Stealth, the squad. Flash engage on a 2, big damage. Do they find Vulcan? Not quite yet. In goes Impact, Inspired pushed out, 1 for nothing. Shenyi is down, running away, gonna stay alive against the ulti. Danny is out, summoners low on the health bar as well. on the rest of his teammates, so Danny is 1 versus 4. Can pop the shield, but TSM, I've seen plays like this before. How good's it gonna be? Problem is, vision can be tough. Get the control ward. TP's back in the lane. That's gonna be the important part to get back into the 5v4, but Danny, chunked the half HP, must be a bit respectful. Ulti's down, flash engage not gonna land for Vulcan, but he found the stun. Spica could be going down, and that's gonna be 1-0 yet again. Chase now on a Huni on the bottom side, on the top, so they have Tactical running away for his life. Danny almost has the range, but can't quite get him. Gonna be rooted in place, Zap's not gonna land. They'll walk out, low health bars on both sides, but the map belongs to EG. Dragon Soul belongs to EG.
Yep, the win is theirs, Phreak. TSM make the attempt on mid, trying to chunk out Vulcan. They did hit a shock blast on him, preempting that fight, and then go for the engage, trying to get a quick kill before the rest of EG swipe over, but not able to complete it. Well maneuvered here by EG. And now that you're wearing the soul, it is so easy to go over to this Baron and bait. Your regen is insane, and there's very little danger to it. After teleporting back in off of this recall, there's nowhere for TSM to go. You know, Huni gets pincered a little bit, but it doesn't matter because Vulcan goes for the flash play here. He does miss the E, but Rell Morp there in, and Spica gets stunned up, no problem. They honestly had no route out because of Impact's teleport there, so good job by him cutting off the other escape, and they pick up the extra kills and the Dragon Soul.
So Soul has been earned, but the gold lead has remained around this 3,000 gold mark, as you can see, for the last several minutes, the last 10, I would say, roughly. Certainly relevant to think about that one. The TSM have fought well, but they have lost objectives, and Dragon Soul's obviously an injection of power. No slows just there. TSM going to walk away. The next objective is clearly going to be the setup around Baron. Both teams have killed the outer turrets, 3 for 3 on that scoreline.
Yeah, Huni, I like the call from TSM. They're having him use his Unleashed teleport to push on bottom side. There's no teleport from EG. So the goal from EG right now should be try and force this teleport out, because that is the only advantage TSM are wielding right now. It's the split pushing Jayce, level 16 Huni. He's pushing in all the way up to another one of those objective bounties. Secondary turret there. Teleport advantage, well managed by them,
Yep.
you know, to actually relieve some of this pressure. EG aren't able to get that teleport out, but they are able to push back enough that without vision coverage, TSM have to let up on the split push.
You can see the CS lead, 50 in the top lane. The single, well, okay, Flame Horizon in the bot lane. Okay, Danny's got way more farm. That's a lot of the gold lead here, but you know, Huni's done half of what Danny has earned in his side, and I mean that as a positive. Huni has gotten a lot done in the sides, got that level lead. And Impact has to, he's grouping, he's like, all right, is there a team fight? Yes, no, yes, okay, I come down, I lost some CS, I lost some XP, turret lost 10% of its health, okay, but I'll pick up the scraps. And that's gonna keep happening until EG can find that way in again.
Yeah, and as far as checking back in on the Zeri builds and the crit versions, this is my favorite one actually, because you still have your Sheen proc that you want to get the most out of with your Essence Reaver, but you have really good sustain with Bloodthirster, even though it's quite an expensive AD carry item. Really like how Danny can maneuver around these fights, where every member on his team that is not him is a very beefy member that is going to be creating space and creating time for him to get the maximum out of Zeri's kit.
The bot lane wave cleaned out. EG on their way back to get rid of the vision. We know Elder Dragon is still 3 minutes away. There's no credible threat. You don't care about wards on the bottom side at all unless you're playing split push. So it's top side again. A couple of control wards in there for EG, and that means they're going to start this one up here, trying to two-man the Baron as the rest of the squad shows themselves in mid. Look, there's no mid lane, or there's no jungler, there's no support. Don't worry about it. And now, TSM, how do you get in?
Well, they also have to worry about the teleport cooldown here. So EG, they're burning it down, no vision. They actually get the objective, no teleport used. All right, objective claim. There you go, Phreak. That's the answer.
I mean, that's good play.
Just burn it down. Vision coverage does enough. The power of vision denial there for EG and sustain of Ocean means there's no threat here. It's not like you take any significant hit from Baron. TSM, they barely even get the push out on bottom side because they're so far behind in this game. And
it's really good timing, all things considered. They're going to catch the bot wave in time. No problem there for Impact to get his golden XP up. There's no cross map on the Dragon. There's maybe the chance to play for wards right now, but you can see it's covered enough that the invade paths are known. Vulcan is safe. The squad can come down to defend some of this. Good bounty in the bottom turret. That's going to be a solid, literally 1,000 gold earned, 800 base for the turret, plus minimum 250 for the bounty, so a good amount of money earned on that side of the map, but you can see it's still pushing forward. Is EG going to take top turret in response?
Yeah, this is the problem. Because there is so much focus there from EG, and they were winning the 5-on-5 with their very strong engagements. Ocean Soul is going to allow them to push back with this Baron buff very easily. Ryze to top her already. This is mid one falling very shortly there as Danny from a pretty safe range able to help that one down as well. And they still have an extra minute 45 on this Baron, so plenty of splitting to come.
Is it a death? Got a root. Okay, he's gonna get out of the rest of this one. Can Shenyi find him? Nice. The ulti is a momentary silence. Stops the ult. Jojo on the way. Phase run. EWQ run for his life. Knows he is dead. Stopwatch to buy 3 seconds. Will still drop. Will be stunned. Will be killed. They shut down again on the Keaiduo. But we look at the bottom lane now. How quickly can you reset? Because this is going to be a dead inhibitor. Jojo for an inhib seems decent. Bot tier 2 and the inhibitor turret dropped for gold as well. Cash positive, map control positive for EG.
And Phreak, he's going the new Lich Bane on that Viktor as well. He knows he has to put out so much damage. He has to really hard carry, get these kills. He's got all 4 of the mid-game kills, for the team, and he's putting it all into damage as it should be. I actually really like the new Lich Bane where it's a lower cooldown. It is less damage on the proc, but second lower on the cooldown actually can be utilized by Viktor very effectively in these fights. As long as they're able to peel for him, keep him upright, and keep him safe.
Yeah.
This is the way to go if you have any hope of trying to get back into it.
Totally agree. I think everyone would agree this is the way. And as TSM look for their play around Auto Dragon.
Mando agrees.
Yeah, exactly. Now we got the control wards in the brush. TSM actually owned the vision. That Scryer's Bloom, they need to hit it. Okay, good. That was pretty important. Tactical could spot the route in, and they can burn this pretty quickly. The same DPS, not bad at all. EG on the wave, but Ryze not in range yet. Has ult, has TP, has flash. When does the play begin? Inspire takes one of the control wards away, owns the left-hand side brush. TSM sitting on top of vision as well as the scuttle was taken. A slow from the ult, impact on the flank. Do they find the play? A slow and a Shenyi is not enough to start the fight. Dragon stays at 9K right now.
Yep, TSM, they want to flip it right here, but EG, they're trying to poke down and heal back up with their Ocean Soul. Impact, though, gets engaged on his gun!
Gets jumped, the stun is on, they're going to find him, he's going to zone his for a second. Shenyi's going to drop 1 for 0, stop for Poppy for a second, and the front line goes inspired, and that means they're going to get the kill. Down goes Keaiduo, and that means the fight is over. A quadra kill for Danny! Welcome to the LCS, Zeri. Danny gets another pentakill!
100% of Zeri games have resulted in pentas for Danny. Evil geniuses coming in hot off that lock-in tournament. Second place, not too shabby in the tournament. First place in the LCS. They are the only team with a win in spring.
Well done, EG, starting the way they left off. Wins in the group stage. The question is, how long will this run? Ran for a while in lock-in, may run for a while here. Danny looked good on the Zeri, completely crushed the lane. Jojo won his lane again. No surprise here at all. Inspired always on point. The objective were stacked up. Well done, EG.
Yeah. Rewarded there, the young North American talent showing up, but also the veterans on this team, because there's so much of a spotlight on the younger pieces. Impact, Vulcan, Inspired, really well maneuvered here by the team. I actually like this strategy too of the draft of going for the hard engage, trying to close that gap, and manage your own leads early on a lot better.
Yeah, meanwhile, we can look at the other side, right? Talk about TSM, what do we see, what do we like, what did we not like? I thought Huni had a solid landing phase. I think he actually created a lot of side pressure. That was really good. And the 2-on-2 early kill, like level 2 or 3, like that was well played on both sides. I was a fan of Shenyi's engage, but it just felt like the first few dragons were given over off of bot pressure. I don't know what happened exactly. I expected the lane overall to look better for the TSM 2-on-2, right? Like, I think they should be reasonably favored, but map pressure was clearly with EG.
And you know what it was? It was those early trades where I changed my opinion and I was like, okay, I have faith in this TSM bottom lane. Really good mechanical play in both first engages, the escape from Shenyi, then the re-engage, focusing, burning down Zeri, getting that kill. I was like, oh my God, it's going to happen. And then, the farm lead explodes. They make the swap over to Rift Herald. Danny's just farming up on the Zeri. He's constantly pushing in, and they have dragon control. And so EG, they kind of shrug off one of the mishaps in the early stage of the game where you thought this could go, you know, in a TSM favored way. So I think it also speaks to the discipline of this EG team already to be able to shrug off small hiccups like that.
Yeah, the fact that EG were up 1,000 gold, down a 600 gold first blood, because 400 for the kill, 200 for the assist, right? 600 gold is the value there. The fact that they out-farmed 1,600 gold and first dragon is like, well, the hands are better, right? Jojo, I think, has been up CS maybe literally every game. Like, it might be 100%. At 8-14, he's up CS. It's like, well, that's a gold lead every game. That's going to feel pretty good. And yeah, despite that first blood, the bot lane had pressure from EG.
Yeah, I just think it's a really smart decision, and more teams should be pushing for the hard shove on the turret plates and minion wave in exchange for that Rift Trail. They really made it a non-factor. Timing's there for Vulcan getting back out and roaming. This is something people were looking at the lock-in finals and seeing some underperformances of what they were used to seeing from this Evil Geniuses team. And it looks like it's been corrected pretty quickly here. You know, Vulcan playmaking champion here with the Leona. He's moving towards mid very often to try and open up, unlock Jojo for these roaming timers, and they're able to keep control for the early stage.
Alrighty, well, the new blood bring it home, and EG take the first win of 2020.